Chicano, the bloodline is strong and true. Yeah, we ride Bajito Y Suavecito, me and you. The lowrider life, mi cultura brand new. Passed down from me, apa in a coat of candy blue. We ride Bajito Y Suavecito, slow and low for the family.
Hello everyone. Today we will be doing our first segment or our first episode of Bajito and Suavecito. It's a family affair. It's going to be produced by Bivens and co-produced by Reyes. I will be your host, Jesse Duarte. The goal for this new show is to talk about families in lowriding. And today we have our first guests. Could you introduce yourselves?
I'm Stefanie Rodriguez.
My name's Jose Rodriguez, and a lot of people will call me Jose.
Good. Can you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Yes. I originally grew up in Sylmar, California, and moved to Arizona. I currently reside in Gilbert, Arizona, back in 2006.
Okay. Stefanie?
I'm from San Fernando, California, which is just next door to Sylmar. Been together 27 years, married 17. We have 3 kids. My son's 25, and I have twin daughters that are 23.
Good. How did you guys meet?
We actually met cruising on my birthday in 1998.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. He pulled up in his best friend's car.
So he didn't have a car then? Oh man.
He wasn't in his car. I thought it was his car. And then when we went on our first date, he pulled into a different one, and I was like, where's this other one? He's like, oh, that was my best friend's. I'm like, oh, okay. Let's see what happens.
Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and ask you guys questions. We'll have a series of questions to talk about, history, our families in lowriding. What is the best story you have about your lowrider? The one that you always tell people about. So, what's your story? What do you tell people about, your story about your car? You have a 1960 Chevy Impala. Tell us a story that you tell people about it.
So to me, there's a lot of stories that come along with building the car. You're in the garage, you're around a lot of different friends. You create a lot of stories, but the one that really sticks out to me is finally finishing my car and being able to display it at the Las Vegas Super Show this past October. To me, the reason why it's an unforgettable story was I was able to share that with my family. My daughters were there, my son was there, some of my closest friends, and a lot of my club brothers.
Okay. Well, Stefanie, I know that you have a 1965 Impala. Tell us the best story about your car. What do you tell people about it?
I tell people that some people ask why 65, and I let them know that I grew up with a 65. My dad had one growing up. That was his first car when he was 17, and I just always remember being in the car, going cruising with him, and I just knew that I wanted that car, but that didn't happen, so I bought my own. So that's kind of the story that I tell.
Good. And my understanding is that you also have a Project 65 as well.
I do. I have a Project 65. I bought that one. That was the first 65 I bought. And I wanted to fully restore it to replicate what my dad used to have. And then I was going to present it to him. So
my next question is, when you first saw the car, or when you finished building it, how did it make you feel? What does this car say about you? So when you finish building this car, what does it basically say about you, and how did you feel when you were done with the car?
When it came to my 1960 Impala, there was a lot of mixed emotions when we finally got those cruiser skirts on. Looking at the car, and he said, man, that was a cherry on top. The car's there. There's relief that it was done. Happy. It was a journey. It was definitely a journey to get to where the car's at today.
How long did it take you? How long was that journey for you to get that car?
So I originally bought the car in 2014, and it was with the first painter. It was supposed to be turnkey, ready to go. We do joke around about it a lot because I did go to a couple of the guys in my car club and I said, man, that car is going to be done in 6 months. And
They all laughed.
about 6 years later, I'm repainting it and did a frame off restoration, changed the color, changed everything about it. And it took me about 10 years to get that car where it's at today.
So what you did is you personalized that car to you, right? When
Yes.
you say, you changed the color, it was a different color before, you took the frame off, so you rebuilt that car to what you wanted, your standard that you wanted, correct?
That is correct.
Stefanie, how about you? You're 65. What does how long did it take you to build the car, and what does the car say about you?
I bought the car when it was already built. I just added my touches to it. But when I first saw the car pulling out of the truck, it was excitement and I couldn't wait to just get it off the car and get in it and take a cruise. I wanted to call my father and tell him, like, guess what I just bought. So it was excitement. I finally was able to buy the car that I always wanted to have.
Great. And how was your father? How did he feel when you showed him the car?
He was excited. He couldn't believe it. I don't think we told anybody that we bought it. So he was shocked, and he still lives in California. So he was just like, man, I wish I was there. Like, I wanted to, be there with you. And when he actually did come down, it was a good feeling to see his reaction to the car, and then to actually get in it and take a cruise, let him drive it. It just kind of took me back to my childhood, seeing his joy sitting behind a 65 again. So.
Next question is, who in your family taught you about cars, and how did they get the whole family involved? So who in your family, Jose, taught you about the cars, low riding, building cars, and how did you get your whole family involved into it?
So for me, my first experience with the lowrider was with my brother-in-law. I was probably 15, 16 years old, and he pulled up in his Monte Carlo with 13.7s, and I think at that moment I knew eventually I would own a lowrider at some point in my life.
Cool. Right. How about you, Stefanie?
You have a good story.
Me, I grew up in the culture. My dad was in a car club, the United from San Fernando. I would be the one helping him clean his true spokes. I was the only one, he said, that can get in there and really clean them. So I look forward to every weekend, hanging out in the garage with my dad in the lowrider. It's in my blood. I was excited when Jose decided to buy a lowrider and then get involved in that culture, and it just, brought back all these memories, and now we get to enjoy it with our kids.
Hey, my understanding is that your father actually made it into some of the magazines back in the 80s with his car.
He did. He was featured a couple of times in the magazines. I do have a few copies of them, and one we have in the garage, the print on the wall. But yeah, it was a good feeling to actually get a hold of those magazines. They were so hard to get a hold of, to find, because he didn't have his copies anymore. But he'd always talk about how he was in there, and I'm just like, I really wish I had these magazines. So it did take some time and some help with some really good friends to find them.
So I can imagine your father must have been very proud of you, and following his footsteps. You learned from him about building a car, putting a car together, so he must be very proud of you.
Yes, everybody in my family always says, I am my father's daughter, and it's because of the love I have for the lowrider. It's the same that he had for his.
Great. You guys mentioned that the car brings the family together, right? What is a typical family event that you guys do that brings the family together with the cars, both your cars or one car, however it is. What's an event that you guys do, or car shows and things like that? Can you tell me, Jose?
Yeah, so for us, right now in Arizona, it's
Cruising weather.
It's cruising weather. It's December. We don't really get a cruise in the summer months, but for us, it's cruising. We have a family chat where we'll send out a text message and we'll say, hey, who's going to go? And
They all pretty much want to jump in the cars with us and go cruising. It's, they love being in the car just as much as we do.
To us, some of the things we enjoy about cruising is just the smiles, the joy it puts on people's face. Them asking if they can take a picture, or just a good old thumbs up.
Question: If your lowrider could talk, what would and it overheard something, what would it say about you as family? What would be a family lesson that car would tell you?
If that car could talk, it would tell my family never to give up. There was moments where I think the car knew that I was ready to throw in the towel, and it's a lot that goes into these cars. Some people won't understand, and that's okay. But for us, it would just tell us. It would tell my kids hard work pays off.
Mm-hmm. Stefanie, what would you tell us you saw about Jose when he was building that 60? If that car talk, what would it say? What do you think that car would say about Jose?
I think it felt very nervous, like he was ready to throw in the towel. You saw the frustration, and then you see excitement. Like you said, you take one step forward, you're going to take like 15 steps backwards because something always went wrong with this car. So with the kid, like there was a lot of sacrifice that he did, and a lot of things that he put first. And then I think with the kids seeing just all the hard work that he did put into it, this car is probably relieved that he didn't throw in the towel and that it is out looking as beautiful as it is now. Because
well, you also have a story too, right? How about your 65? What would your 65 say about you? Say to you if it could talk.
Mine would probably say like you go, girl. Like, you're a female owning a 65 in a world of men. Like, I think the lowrider community was a guy's thing. You saw women were the models of the cars, and now you see a lot more women owning these cars. So I think mine would just, tap me on the shoulder or say, good job.
That's a great answer on that one. We haven't touched base on that, but women in lowriding, you're a growing breed, out there, a woman in lowriding. How does it feel for you to be a woman in a culture that was mainly dominated by the men in the history?
It is such a good feeling. I love cruising into a car show or into a parking lot or anything, and you see guys look at the car and then see like, oh my God, that's her car, and I love seeing other women in their own vehicles as well. It's just, it's pride. I love it. I love the feeling. I love seeing men's reactions when they're like, oh, that's not his car. It's my car, So, yeah, I love it.
For someone, another question I have for you guys. For someone that knows nothing about lowriding, how would you explain why the car is so important to you and the family and the culture? So somebody that you go out and you got cruising, they know nothing about lowriders. They see the cars, the beautiful cars. How would you explain to them about lowrider? What is it you feel about you, your family, the culture that you're in? Stefanie, you want to go ahead and start with you on that one?
Sure. Someone that doesn't know anything about lowriding or the community, it's hard to explain the feeling and the love that you have for it. They see a car that is a pretty color, lots of chrome. I don't think they realize how much work goes into getting the cars to look like that. But, you know, I think if they see the beauty on the outside, they're going to see the family that's driving the car. It's
almost a reflection of the family, reflection of you.
correct. Yeah. Like they're going to see me driving the 65 with either my daughters or my son or Hoser with all of us in his car. And they're going to be like, wow, that's, you know, that is just a family that is just proud to be a Chicano, that's proud to own lowriders, that's just, you know.
And I'm pretty sure that when you go out to car shows and people that have never seen lowriders, you go to an event and they walk by your car, and you kind of, they ask you about it, you kind of go into detail talking to them about it. And how does that make you feel when you start talking about the car? You know, and people are asking, they want to inquire about it.
So for me, I actually really enjoy that part of being at a show. When the kids come up and, you know, they're pointing out and just looking and the smile, and their parents are trying to take a picture in front of the car. I mean, I have no problem letting the little kid jump into the car and take a picture inside it. To me, that brings me a lot of joy. Way better than taking home an award from a show. Just seeing that people enjoy what we built, it is an amazing feeling.
So when you let them sit in your car, do you let them hit the switches?
I will.
They love it too. Like the little kids, they get so excited. Yeah.
So I have another question here. When you're out cruising around your car with your family, how does it feel that you're representing the community and your heritage? How does it feel when you're out there doing that? And it's kind of like with your family. And my understanding, Jose, that you're in a car club as well. So kind of tell me how that makes you feel.
Yes. So I am part of Society Car Club out here in Mesa, Arizona. And cruising is the best feeling. But when you're cruising around with the Society plaque, the community knows that we do a lot for the community. We host a show every year in Superior, Arizona, the Joe Castaneda Memorial Show, and we raise a lot of money for scholarships, and we give back to the community. And when you're cruising around flying that plaque, people know that. People appreciate what we do year in and year out.
Great. How about you, Stefanie?
It's the same. Like I think that when people see us driving around, it's just kind of like a statement.
So my understanding, recently you were at the Las Vegas Super Show, and you broke out the 1960 Impala there. How did you feel cruising the Strip? My understanding, you went and cruised the Strip. How did that feel? Because it took you 10 some plus years to get that car together. You get it done, and then you go to the biggest show in lowrider history. My understanding, there was just under 1,000 cars. They had to use the top and bottom facilities at the convention center. How did it feel to go out into the Strip? Because I guarantee you there was at least hundreds of cars cruising the Strip. How did you feel to be part of that?
For me, it was a dream come true. I've always wanted to cruise the Strip in Vegas. It was on my bucket list, and to finally make it happen was surreal. And to be able to do it with my whole family in the car was the cherry on top. It was an amazing feeling.
Stefanie, how about you?
It was the first time that the car was actually out on the streets. It just received its plaque. We have our kids in the back, me in the passenger seat, him driving. It was a great feeling. It's undescribable.
What is the best part that you guys see in the younger generation, your family? What is it that you see from them, and what do you feel that they hopefully, what they've learned from you, that they can take into our future? Because the younger generations are our future, right? Yes. What do you feel by what you've built and what you do that your family can take into the future for you, our new generation, our kids. And my understanding is you have 3 kids.
Yes. So it's awesome to see the younger generation out there living the same lifestyle. But specifically my kids, they're gonna carry it on, and I know that the lifestyle is gonna continue. They're gonna continue the tradition of Bajito and Suavecito, and it's not gonna stop with this generation in our family.
Stefanie?
It's to see the younger generation interested in this culture it's pretty good, especially my kids, because I know it's not really going to die with us. It will carry on to our kids and then their kids and so on. It's my son, he is into lowriding, but he's also into photography, and he loves shooting lowriders. And it's cool to see younger generations not just looking at the cars, but also creating art with them. And I don't think it'll ever die just because of that. I think if you just keep them involved in it, it's just going to just keep going down the road. It won't die.
And we recently got news that
we are expecting our first grandchild.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes. And
you guys look so young, man.
we are.
But the tradition is going to carry on with our grandchild. We're going to make sure of it, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to know that our kids appreciate, this culture, this lifestyle, the vehicles just as much as we do.
Well, I think what you've been able to bring to your family, to your kids, is the sacrifice that you guys have made to build these cars, because I'm pretty sure your cars weren't the number one thing. It was more your kids. It was more to survive, really. You know what I mean? And your cars are probably second or third, but they understood what it took to build that. So I think looks like you guys instilled that in your family.
Yeah, we kind of.
There's a reason why that car took a little bit longer, and it was because, there were times we had to put it on hold for a bit to do family things. So yeah.
To piggyback off that, I think, when you're young and you have 3 kids, you have to prioritize certain things in life, and you have to always be a parent first. And that's the route we went. That's the upbringing that we had instilled from our parents. So, it took us a little bit later on in life to be able to achieve what we have, because we put family first, and that's the way it should always be in our eyes.
Since we're doing this new segment, this new series here, and it's called Bajito Y Suavecito, what does that mean to you? In your family, what does that mean to you? Bajito, Suavecito, to you overall.
So I know to a lot of people, just low and slow might be a cruising style, but for us, it's a way of life. It shows that we respect the culture. What we do it with pride.
How about you, Stefanie?
There's 2 ways that you can look at that. I think with the cars, it does mean, low and slow. It goes with the vehicles, and, get in the car, drop it, drive it slow, let people appreciate the art, give them a chance to actually look at it. In life, it represents just taking your time, like time goes by so fast that just enjoy the moment, slow down a bit, and, do things with the family. Time goes by so fast, and I think we've witnessed that tomorrow's never promised with some close friends of ours. So
yeah, it does. Time goes fast, because you got 3 kids, now you're expecting a grandchild.
Yes, yeah.
And next thing you'll have another grandchild. No, as they go through.
It is crazy to think. It is crazy. Yeah, let's slow down on that. But
if you guys could tell people the love and the heart that you have that put into this vehicle, what would you tell them?
The advice I would give to someone building a lowrider today would be to understand you're gonna take 1 step forward, 10 step backwards. It's gonna be a journey. It's gonna be, you're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs, but at the end of the day, your hard work will pay off. And when you get there, it'll be the best feeling in the world.
Now, a great segment to go into when you say that. I was part of the day when you got your plaque in Vegas. What did getting that plaque feel to you, and how did you feel, and how did your family feel when you got that?
So, man, that day I couldn't talk. Okay, so
well, I think you're having the same problem now. But go ahead.
There was so many mixed emotions of, that was the goal. I remember when we put the cruiser skirts on the 60 a few days before the Vegas show. I said that's the cherry on top, and I was wrong. That plaque, cherry on top.
How did you feel when?
It was amazing. I was glad to have the kids there to witness that, because we all knew how much that would mean to him. Oh my God.
The kids were just as proud of us as us. It was a great feeling. It was a great feeling having them there. They felt the same exact emotions that we're feeling right now. This life isn't for everyone.
Yeah. And I was there when I saw your daughter, and she was just crying and crying. And I know you guys are a whole family. You guys got the family picture. Your son was there taking hundreds, thousands of pictures. So that's why I wanted to ask that question, because I could tell how it really hit both of you really well. So, appreciate us being able to come into your home, into your garage, to be able to do this interview. But talk to us a little bit about what you got here in the garage. You look at it here. You've got a lot of memorabilia. You have a lot of pictures. Kind of go over some of the things that you think that you can bring up, that why you have so many things and pictures.
Yeah. So this garage is kind of like our clubhouse. We host our club meetings here. We get together here. We have barbecues here. The wall is kind of it resembles where we were at, where we started at, where we're currently at, and eventually where we're going. There's a lot of memorabilia on this wall. There's a lot of history on this wall. I got a lot of artwork from a really good friend, low-key out of Texas. I have pictures that have been given to me by our founder of our car club, Richard Ochoa. But I also don't want to forget fallen members who have passed.
Well, like I said, it is very nice in here. You have a lot of nice pictures, a lot of cars, pictures of cars, and a majority of them, I don't know if they're from your car club, but just a majority of car pictures. So yeah. With closing, this is our first episode of Bajito Y Suavecito, a family affair. Again, produced by Gil Bivens and co-produced by Reyes, and in conjunction with Latino USA TV and Roku. Again, thank you very much for joining us.
From the east side, concrete to the valleys, heat. That chrome on the asphalt is looking so sweet. Cruising with my ente, rolling down the street. Got that old school vibe, can't be beat. See the blackest flash and feel the low bass thump. This ain't just a car, it's a cultural jump. A canvas of color with a hydraulics pump. From the barrio hot to the freeway hum. With Chicano, the bloodline is strong and true. Yeah, we ride Bajito Suavecito, me and you. This lowrider life, mi cultura brand new. Passed down from mi apa in a coat of candy blue. We ride Bajito Y Suavecito, slow and low. For the family, the flag and the traditions we know. From the cradle to the show, watch a legacy grow. Bajito Y Suavecito, that's how we flow. With Chicano, the bloodline is strong and true. Yeah, we ride Bajito Suavecito, me and you. This lowrider life, mi cultura brand new. Passed down from mi apa in a coat of candy blue. We ride bajito y suavecito, slow and low. For the family, the flag and the traditions we know. From the cradle to the show, watch the legacy grow. Bajito y suavecito, that's how we flow. We're Chicano, the bloodline is strong and true. Yeah, we ride bajito, suavecito, me and you. This low rider life, mi cultura brand new. Passed down from mi apa in a coat of candy blue. We ride bajito y suavecito, slow and low. For the family, the flag and the traditions we know. From the cradle to the show, watch the legacy grow. Bajito y suavecito, that's how we flow. Suavecito. Yeah. Barrio life, fam life. Keep it real, keep it clean. Cruising home. Bajito suavecito.